Hey everyone, and welcome to your personalized deep dive.
Always exciting to jump into a new topic.
You know it. And today we're diving headfirst into the world of
Oh,
cryptocurrency.
yeah. Things have been pretty crazy lately.
It's been a wild ride, that's for sure.
Hmm.
We're talking about the recent crypto crash and this new thing. Everyone's buzzing about the Trump crypto meme token.
Definitely a lot to unpack there.
So much to cover.
Ah.
For those of you just tuning in, you're probably wondering what's causing this crypto downturn.
And if there's any light at the end of the tunnel.
Right. Will things recover? Plus, how does this whole meme token thing even fit into the picture? Well, stick with us because we're breaking it all down.
It's a fascinating story, honestly.
Okay, so let's get right to it. Bitcoin, Ethereum, all those altcoins, they've all been hit hard since early 2025.
It's been rough out there.
So what are the big factors at play here? What's driving this crash?
Well, it's not just one thing. It's a whole bunch of stuff happening all at once. Global economic uncertainty is definitely a big factor.
Right. Investors get nervous when the world feels shaky.
Exactly. And then you've got governments around the world cracking down on crypto regulations.
Throwing another wrench in the gears.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's definitely spooking some investors.
And on top of all that, we've got inflation and interest rates going up.
Talk about adding fuel to the fire.
It makes everyone rethink their investments, crypto included.
Absolutely. The mood has definitely shifted. Remember all that hype around crypto a while back? Well, now people are getting skeptical.
They're starting to wonder if these digital assets are really a safe bet.
That's a big question, and it's tough to answer right now.
So let's talk about the bigger picture here. We know that crypto markets are cyclical. They have their ups and downs.
Booms and busts are part of the game.
Right, we've seen it before.
Yeah.
But what makes this crash different? Have we learned anything from the past?
That's a great question. I think what's really striking this time around is the speed and severity of the regulations.
Governments are moving faster than before.
Much faster. And that's catching a lot of people off guard, especially big investors.
It's a reminder that crypto still exists in this kind of gray area, legally speaking.
It's a bit of a Wild West out there.
So, given all of this, how long could this downturn actually last? Any chance of predicting that?
If I could predict the market, I'd be on a beach somewhere sipping margaritas.
Fair enough. But seriously, is there any way to tell?
Crypto is notoriously hard to predict. But one thing we do know is that recovery is possible.
So there's hope.
Always. We've seen it time and time again. It's just a matter of when.
Okay, so no crystal ball.
Yeah.
But what factors will influence that recovery?
Well, a lot depends on how the global economy plays out and how those regulations evolve.
So keep an eye on the news, basically.
Exactly. Stay informed and be ready to adapt.
Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that's really caught my attention. Meme tokens.
Ah, yes. The wild world of meme tokens.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the whole concept Dogecoin Shiba Inu. It's like memes and online hype turned into actual investments.
It's pretty wild, right? But that's the power of the internet.
So how do they actually work? What makes them different from other cryptocurrencies?
Meme tokens are driven by community excitement, online trends, and the sheer force of social media.
They latch onto these internet jokes or celebrities and suddenly they're worth something.
It can happen that fast. They're highly speculative and super volatile.
So not for the faint of heart.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
But that's part of what makes them so fascinating.
And speaking of fascinating, that brings us to the Trump crypto meme token, launching in late 2024. This one definitely raised some eyebrows. It's directly tied to a political brand and tapping into a massive existing fan base.
It's a unique phenomenon for sure.
We haven't really seen anything quite like it before, have we?
Not on this scale. It's a bold move, leveraging the Trump brand and
Yeah.
hoping to capture some of that Dogecoin magic.
So is this purely a cash grab? Or could it actually change how political campaigns are funded? It feels like uncharted territory.
It's too early to say for sure, but it does raise some really interesting questions about the future of political fundraising.
Like, could meme tokens become a legitimate way for campaigns to connect with supporters and raise money?
It's a possibility worth exploring.
Okay, so we've got this market in free fall. And right in the middle of it, you have this meme token tied to a former president.
It's a recipe for chaos.
Can it actually thrive in this kind of environment? Or is it doomed to the same fate as other meme coins?
That's the million-dollar question. Meme tokens can be incredibly unpredictable even in a bear market.
So it's all about riding that wave of excitement. But how long can that realistically last?
You hit the nail on the head. Sustainability is the key. But for a meme token to last long-term, you need sustained community involvement and media attention.
both of which are hard to come by when the market's down.
You said it. It's a delicate balance.
So they're at the mercy of the hype cycle,
Yeah.
which can change so quickly online.
It's a roller coaster ride, that's for sure. We've seen meme tokens skyrocket only to come crashing back down when the buzz fades.
So will the Trump crypto meme token hold its value? Or will it follow the path of all those forgotten coins?
Honestly, it's anyone's guess at this point.
It's like watching a high-stakes poker game.
You got it! And we're all waiting to see who comes out on top.
All right, now let's zoom back out and talk about the broader crash. Are there any signs it might be ending soon? I know it's impossible to predict with certainty, but what should we be looking for?
Good question. There are a couple of key indicators we can keep an eye on. First, regulatory clarity.
Yes. The waiting game for governments to figure out what they're doing with crypto.
It can feel like watching paint dry sometimes, but how governments approach crypto is going to have a huge impact on institutional investment and overall market confidence.
So any guesses on which country might make the first move?
It's hard to say, but I think the US and the EU are the ones to watch. Their decisions will have ripple effects globally.
So the stakes are high.
Very high. The second indicator is technological advancements.
Oh, right, like those Ethereum upgrades we talked about earlier. Those layer 2 solutions.
Exactly. Those are designed to make the network faster, cheaper, and more secure.
But what exactly does that mean? Why are these upgrades so important?
Well, right now, Ethereum transactions can be slow and expensive, which is a problem for a lot of potential users.
So these upgrades are like building a faster highway for all that crypto traffic.
That's a great analogy. And they could be a game changer for Ethereum and, by extension, the entire crypto market.
Because you could attract more institutional investors.
Exactly. Right now, they're hesitant because of those limitations. But if Ethereum can overcome them...
It could create a more stable foundation for the entire ecosystem.
Precisely. And that stability might even help meme tokens like the Trump crypto meme token find some solid ground.
That makes sense. But even with these upgrades, meme tokens still face their own unique challenges, right?
Absolutely. They need to find a way to keep that hype going and that community engaged.
It's a delicate dance.
Because once that hype dies down,
It's game over.
pretty much, they risk becoming just another forgotten coin.
So the pressure's on.
But on the flip side, if they can navigate this volatile time, they could come out stronger on the other side.
Especially if the crypto market as a whole starts to recover.
Exactly. A rising tide lifts all boats, as they say.
So let me make sure I've got this straight. We've got this crypto market in turmoil, driven by a mix of global economic issues, unclear regulations, and shaky investor confidence.
You've got it.
And right in the middle of this storm, we have these meme tokens, like the Trump crypto meme token, trying to find their footing.
It's a wild ride.
They're riding this wave of hype, but their long-term survival depends on keeping their communities engaged and navigating this constantly shifting crypto landscape.
A perfect summary.
And the entire market is on the edge of its seat, watching for any signs of recovery.
Any day now.
And those indicators we talked about, like clear regulations and improved technology, those are key.
Absolutely. Those factors could determine the fate of not just meme tokens, but the entire crypto space.
It's an exciting time to be watching it all unfold.
That's for sure.
Okay, before we go any further, let's bring it back to our listeners. For someone who's interested in crypto, but maybe a little hesitant to jump in right now, what's the key takeaway from all of this?
That's a great question. I think the most important thing to remember is that the crypto market is incredibly volatile.
And meme tokens are even more so.
Exactly. They're speculative assets, and you should never invest more than you can afford to lose.
That's solid advice for any investment, really.
You're absolutely right. Another key point is to understand the factors that drive the market, both what's causing this crash and what could lead to a recovery.
So do your research, stay informed, and don't let FOMO cloud your judgment.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And remember, this is a space that's constantly changing. What's true today might be totally different tomorrow.
Which is why we do these deep dives, to help you stay ahead of the curve.
Couldn't agree more.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to circle back to the Trump crypto meme token for a minute. It's just such a bizarre thing tying itself to a political brand in a way we haven't really seen before.
It's definitely a fascinating case study.
It makes you think about the connection between finance, technology, and social trends. All these worlds are colliding.
It does. The success or failure of this token could change how we think about the intersection of these different areas.
It's like a microcosm of the larger shifts happening in our society.
That's a great observation.
Hmm.
It speaks to how these decentralized technologies can disrupt traditional systems.
Which, let's be honest, is both exciting and a little scary at the same time.
That's the beauty of it. We're in uncharted territory, and the possibilities are endless.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this part of our deep dive.
Sounds good to me.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from the factors driving the crypto crash to the rise of this strange new meme token. It's been quite a journey.
And I hope our listeners are walking away with a better understanding of this complex and ever-changing world.
That's always our goal. But before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Hit me with it.
The Trump crypto meme token's success depends on its ability to keep the hype alive and its community engaged.
True. It's a high-stakes game.
But what if its real legacy isn't about its price? What if it's about something bigger?
Now you've got me intrigued. Go on.
What if it makes us rethink the role of meme tokens? Not just as investments, but as tools for building communities' political engagement or even social change.
That's a thought-provoking question. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
Because in the end, technology is just a tool. It's how we use it that really matters.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It seems we've stumbled onto a much larger conversation.
And that's what the deep dive is all about. Pushing the boundaries of understanding and exploring new frontiers of knowledge.
I'm already looking forward to our next adventure.
Me too. But until then, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.
Because the more we learn, the more we realize how much more there is to discover.
And that's what makes this journey so exciting.
On that note, let's bid our listeners farewell for now.
Until next time, stay curious and keep those brains buzzing.
It really is a journey, and who knows where it will take us next.
So much potential and so much to learn still.
Okay.
So, to bring it all back down to earth, what does this roller coaster ride in the crypto world mean for the average person?
Well, I think this crash and these new meme tokens, especially the one tied to Trump, it's a sign that things are changing faster than ever.
Faster than we can keep up with.
Sometimes it feels that way, right? But the point is, this isn't just about the ups and downs of the market anymore.
Okay, I'm listening. So what's the big takeaway for me? How can I make sense of all this and maybe even benefit from it?
First things first, don't panic. We've seen these cycles before. Remember what we talked about earlier? Crypto is volatile, yes, but it's also incredibly resilient.
So this isn't the end of crypto, like some people are saying.
Not even close. This is just a bump in the road, a chance for the market to mature and for new innovations to come out on top.
Like those Ethereum upgrades we talked about. The layer 2 solutions.
Exactly. And don't forget about the meme tokens. They might seem like a joke on the surface, but they're tapping into something powerful. The power of community shared values and the desire to be part of something bigger.
So you're saying there's more to meme tokens than just memes and hype? There's actual substance there?
Absolutely. Think about it.
Yeah.
What if meme tokens could be used to fund social causes, to support artists, to even help political campaigns reach new audiences?
That's a pretty big what if. But I see what you're getting at. It's about using this technology for more than just making money.
Exactly. It's about finding new ways to connect, to create, to collaborate. That's what makes this whole space so exciting to me.
Okay, so let's say I'm intrigued. I want to learn more, get involved. Where do I even start? It feels overwhelming sometimes.
I get it. It can be a lot to take in. The first step is education. There are tons of resources available online, articles, videos, even podcasts like this one.
Gotta get that plug in.
Of course. But seriously, focus on understanding the fundamentals. What is blockchain? How do cryptocurrencies work? What are the different types of tokens?
Get a solid foundation before jumping into the deep end.
Exactly. Once you have a good grasp of the basics, you can start exploring different projects, following industry news, and even experimenting with small investments if you feel comfortable.
And as always, never invest more than you can afford to lose.
That's the golden rule of investing in anything, really, but especially in crypto.
Sounds like you're pretty optimistic about the future of crypto.
I am. I really believe this technology has the potential to change the world. It's already disrupting traditional finance, empowering individuals, creating new opportunities, and we're just getting started.
That's an exciting thought. Now, bringing it back to the Trump crypto meme token, we talk about how its success depends on maintaining that community engagement and navigating this volatile market.
Right, it's a balancing act for sure.
But you also hinted that its legacy might be about something bigger than just its price performance. Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Sure. What I find really interesting about this token is its potential to bridge the gap between the crypto world and mainstream politics.
We haven't really seen that before, have we? Not in this way.
Not really. And it raises some really important questions. Could this be the start of a new trend? Will we see more political meme tokens popping up? Could they change how we think about campaign finance altogether?
Whoa, that's a lot to think about. But I see your point. This one token could spark a much broader conversation about how we interact with politics in the digital age.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so compelling. It's not just about the tech or the money. It's about the potential to empower people, to give them a voice, to reshape the systems that govern our lives.
It feels like we're moving beyond just the world of finance into something much larger, almost philosophical.
I think you're right. At its core, crypto is about decentralization. It's about
Yeah.
shifting power away from institutions and putting it back into the hands of individuals.
And that has implications far beyond just the world of money.
It really does. It makes you wonder what else is possible with this technology.
What if this is just the tip of the iceberg? What if we're on the verge of a whole new era where technology gives us more control over our own lives?
It's a mind-blowing thought, isn't it? We're living in a time of unprecedented change, and the lines between the digital and physical worlds are blurring more and more every day.
And in the midst of all this change, you have these meme tokens, these seemingly silly things, pushing the boundaries, challenging our assumptions about what's possible.
It's almost poetic, isn't it? The jester becomes the prophet.
Exactly. We should never underestimate the power of ideas, no matter how unconventional they may seem.
Well said. But I think we've given our listeners a lot to chew on for now.
I agree. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the depths of the crypto crash to the dizzying heights of meme token speculation.
It's been quite a ride.
And I hope our listeners are walking away with some valuable insights and a renewed sense of curiosity.
That's always the goal. But before we say goodbye, I want to leave you with one final thought.
I'm all ears.
We've talked about the potential of this technology, the risks, the rewards, but ultimately it's up to each of us to decide how we engage with it.
That's an important point. We're not just passive observers. We have agency. We have a choice.
Exactly. Do we embrace the change or resist it? Do we see crypto as a threat or an opportunity? These are the questions we need to be asking ourselves.
And there are no easy answers.
But the first step is to educate ourselves. Stay informed. Keep an open mind.
And to remember that we're not just along for the ride. We're actively shaping the future.
Beautifully said. It seems we've come full circle.
Indeed we have. So on that note, it's time to bid our listeners farewell for now.
Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop learning.
And remember, the deep dive never truly ends. It's a lot to process, for sure, but it does feel like we're on the cusp of something truly transformative.
It does, doesn't it? And you know what? This Trump crypto meme token, as wild as it is, might just be the tip of the iceberg.
The canary in the coal mine.
Yeah.
A sign of what's to come. But what did that future actually look like?
Well, if I had a crystal ball, I'd be a very wealthy person. But I do think we'll see a lot more experimentation with these types of tokens, not just in the political sphere, but in all sorts of unexpected areas.
Like what? Give me some examples. Having trouble picturing it.
Okay, imagine a musician launching a token to fund their next album. Their fans could buy in, get exclusive access to behind-the-scenes content, even have a say in the creative process.
Interesting. What else?
Or think about a local community using a token to support small businesses, revitalize their neighborhood, maybe even create their own local currency.
That's a really cool idea. It feels like we're talking about a completely new way of organizing and financing things.
That's exactly what's so exciting about this technology. It's not just about making money. It's about giving people more control, empowering communities, creating new models for collaboration.
But let's be realistic here. There are risks involved too, right? We can't just gloss over those.
Of course not. Like any powerful tool, crypto can be misused. There are definitely concerns about scams, security breaches, the environmental impact of some blockchains.
And then there's the whole regulatory landscape, which is still very much a work in progress.
Right. Governments are still trying to figure out how to deal with all of this, and that uncertainty can create a lot of hurdles for both investors and innovators.
So it sounds like we're still in the early stages. There are still a lot of kinks to work out.
Absolutely. But that's part of what makes this so exciting. We're witnessing the birth of something new, and there's a lot of learning and adapting to do along the way.
So for our listeners who are following along on this journey, what's the bottom line? What should they be doing right now to make sense of it all?
The most important thing is to stay informed. Read, listen, learn. There are tons of resources out there to help you understand the basics of crypto and blockchain.
And don't be afraid to ask questions. No such thing as a stupid question when you're exploring something new.
That's right. Find communities online, connect with people who are knowledgeable, and don't be afraid to experiment a little.
But as always, do your research and never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Solid advice. And finally, remember that this is a long game. The crypto world is constantly changing, so patience and a long-term perspective are key.
Well said. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. From the depths of the market crash to meme tokens and the future of finance, it's been quite a journey.
It has. And I really hope our listeners feel inspired to keep exploring this fascinating world.
That's what we're all about, sparking curiosity, providing insights, and encouraging you to dive deeper into the things that matter to you.
On that note, I think it's time to wrap things up.
I agree. It's been a pleasure diving deep with you today.
Likewise. Until next time.
Stay curious, keep learning, and keep those brains buzzing. And that's a wrap on this episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us.